behalf of St. Joseph Health System to the Golden Anniversary Celebration of Tawas St. Joseph Hospital. We're very glad that all of you are here. My name is Billy Ray Bates. My name is Billy Ray Bates, and I'm the Director of Communication and Outreach Services for St. Joseph Health System. The event you're at today actually is about a year and a half, maybe closer to 2 years in the planning. We've had a very good crew of health system personnel who've been working hard to bring you some nice events during the year 2003 to mark our 50th anniversary. This is the big event. We've also had some other things going on during the year that we hope that you've noticed. And really, it's a whole year's worth of celebration. Now, I can tell you from my angle, one of the things I've been doing for the past year and a half has been digging through the scrapbooks, finding interesting facts and finding people who were involved in founding our health system and our hospital 50 years ago. And what I've seen everywhere I've looked in the scrapbooks, I've seen the dedication of the community to the hospital. And I found it kind of interesting in his book, In My Day, Mr. Neil Thornton calls it a love affair that the Tawases have had with the hospital over the years. And I don't think any of us at the hospital really mind that term one bit. So that's really why we're all here right now, is to celebrate the community support and the community dedication of our hospital. We thank you very much for your support over the years. Now, to set the scene for our honors program, I will tell you that we're going to be reading from some excerpts from a couple different items that I found in the scrapbooks that I thought were very interesting. One of them is a beautiful and frank little narrative that was written by one of our original sisters of St. Joseph, who came here in early 1953 to help open up this hospital. And I found a copy of it, and it was produced on one of those old manual typewriters that I remember from when I was a kid, barely stapled together with little notes written off the side, written by Sister Della Rosa. So Rosemary Netwig, who's the chairperson of our Board of Trustees, is going to share that with you. And then also I found an article from a 1954 edition of the Bay County Medical Society Bulletin publication, and that was written by Dr. Walt Howland, and that gives some interesting tidbits about the tornado that actually started everything up for us on June 8, 1953. So Mr. Patrick J. Murtha, our president and CEO, is going to share some excerpts from that for you. Now, I invite all of you, if you haven't had a chance yet, to browse our displays after the honors program. We've got lots of good historical information over here. We've got all of our scrapbooks out, so that's kind of a rarity that you actually get a glimpse inside of our scrapbooks. And then a lot of the departments of the health system worked hard to make a poster or some other kind of display that tells their story. So you'll see a lot of those posters lined up along here also. And then on this side, we've got more current information about what we're up to now. We're really telling you our story of how many services and different things that we have going on now. So take a chance to take a look at that too. We've got some merchandise for sale that commemorates our 50th anniversary. And then we're going to draw for some door prizes too. So definitely check that out before you leave. So let's begin our program. And first we're going to hear from Mr. Murtha.
Thank you and welcome again. On the matter of celebrations like today, the question often asked is, how did the event occur? How is it that we find ourselves witnessing the magnitude of an event like today? But today I stand before you, our founders, our sponsors, members from our present family of associates at the health system, and our community, Friends of St. Joseph, not to describe how, but emphatically reply when. When the need to build a hospital was realized back in the late 1940s, our community went to work forming the Tawas Hospital Association. When the experience and guidance to operate a hospital was identified, the Sisters of St. Joseph were invited to Northeast Michigan to help open our doors. In a medical society bulletin that Billy Ray just referred to, published in 1954, about 18 months after we opened our doors, Dr. Walter Howland was asked about, again, when it happened. Let me share just an abbreviated edition of some of his writings. In June 1953, as Dr. Howland described, the dream to open the hospital in Tawas City became a reality when the building was completed and the operating date drew near. Busy with last-minute preparations, as you heard Bishop talked about today about the importance of trying to make everything ready before you open your doors. The newly appointed superintendent, Sister Rita Louise, noted that the auxiliary generator was not working. And not being in working order, it needed some instructions and some help to have it adjusted. On the same day that the generator was ready for service, a special meeting of the nursing service personnel was called together. While the nurses were holding their meeting, in yet the unopened hospital site, I might add, a disastrous tornado occurred with all of its force and fury. Power lines were disrupted and the entire town was thrown into a panic. Since the hospital was not yet open, the injured were being taken actually to doctors' offices. And it became evening and dark set in with no electricity, so the doctors were greatly handicapped, as you might imagine. At one office, several cars focused their headlights into the office windows, if you can imagine that, in order that the injured could be properly treated. Informed of this situation and the perilousness of it, the Sisters of St. Joseph were able to start the auxiliary generator. The nurses at their meeting immediately went on duty and opened the hospital for tornado victims. For some time, the only building in town with lights on or lights functioning at all was the new hospital. The hospital, fortunately, was ready and able to function during this grave emergency. The challenge initiated, as I just described, by our founders for St. Joseph to be the leading provider of healthcare services in Northeast Michigan continues today. When the need for quick response to increase in demand for outpatient services became obvious during the last year, our current day hospital community leaders, our board of trustees, many that are with us today, responded by approving a $3 million expansion of our outpatient medical center at our beautiful Harbor Health Center, which we opened last month and is located right on 23 here. Most of you, I think, are aware of the location, right a block away from where we're sitting today. Arguably the finest outpatient facility north of mid-Michigan, we are proud of our community who, as leaders and supporters of our vision, urge us in our call to action that began 50 years ago today. Like the Tawas Hospital Association leaders in the past that we will honor today shortly, soon we will embark on the largest building expansion of our hospital since its inception 50 years ago, a new 45,000 square foot addition, a surgery and cardiovascular center. When we talk to today's community leaders about breaking ground for this important historical event on our main campus, like those who came before us, we know we will be working with partners who share our vision for healthcare excellence in Northeast Michigan. I want to close by taking the time to say thank you to our communities that we serve and many of you that are sharing this magnificent celebration with us today. And I want to appreciate and give thanks again for your support to us as a health system. And I want to extend my thanks and congratulations in particular to all the honorees that you will hear about today. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the celebration.
To all of you for being here. Sister wrote, the ancient Greek philosopher once said, history is the witness that testifies to the passing of time. It illumines reality, it vitalizes memory, and provides guidance in daily life. And with that thought in mind, then I would like to share with you some excerpts from our sisters were accompanied to Tawas by Reverend Mother Culled, Sisters Eucharia, and Agnes Williams, a postulant, who dexterously drove the automobile through from Nazareth. Sunday, March 15th, this group got as far as Flint, where they remained for the night. The next morning, amid the prayers and good wishes of the assembled Sisters of St. Joseph at St. Joseph Hospital, they were off to this new location. The sisters were cordially met at the rear door of the hospital by Dr. LeClaire and his charming wife. Harold Pfeiffer, proprietor of the Tawas Flower Shop, had thoughtfully sent a beautiful bouquet, which Dr. LeClaire, with his characteristic gallantry, presented to Reverend Mother Culled. Reverend Mother sweetly presented it to Mother Rita Louise. Altogether, it was a lovely little ceremony of welcome. March 17th was made auspicious by the formal but simple ceremony of presenting the keys of the building to Mother Rita Louise, administrator by the officers of Tawas Hospital Association. This was staged at the front entrance and photographed for the next issue of the Tawas Herald. The picture appeared in 2 papers, and we were able to send copies to all of our houses. This picture created a sensation which made a reprint necessary. One of the workmen was heard to say while looking at the picture, "It's the prettiest thing I ever saw." Having no chapel services, as nothing had yet been placed in the room designated for our chapel, we are cared for spiritually by Reverend Joseph Castanier, pastor of the Immaculate Heart Church, aided in every kindness by these good sisters who have shared all their privileges with us. Their car is at our door every morning to take us to Holy Communion and again later to Mass. Hence, with their solicitude and Mrs. LeClaire's thoughtfulness, we are well cared for. June presented events enough to make history interesting. The first day of June brought the members of the council, Sister Eucharia, and the return of Sister Della Rosa. Reverend Mother Colette was too ill to make the trip. A medical meeting was called to meet Dr. Charles J. Jenkin, advisor for St. John Hospital, who in a talk to the doctors who would probably patronize Tawas Hospital, outlined the policies of the Sisters of St. Joseph, also their aims and services. The guest doctors were served dinner, after which a meeting was held. On June 14th, the first baby to arrive was the little son of Mr. and Mrs. K. Shaw. The remaining days of June proved the need of Tawas Hospital. Minor operations were daily performed. An automobile accident which placed 2 badly injured women and a man met careful and prompt attention by both doctors and nurses. In closing, I want to share with you an anecdote that I think exemplifies the courage of the sisters and the leap of the faith of the community that they took 50 years ago. The great French Marshal Léoté once asked his gardener to plant a tree. The gardener objected that the tree was slow growing and would not reach maturity for 100 years. The marshal replied, "In that case, there is no time to lose. Plant it this afternoon." Thank you for sharing the celebration of our first 50 years.
In 1953, the 2 mayors of the Tawases were the ones who actually laid the cornerstone for the hospital. And we're going to be naming them later, but to continue that tradition just a little bit, we've invited the 2 current mayors of the Tawases here to offer a proclamation for the hospital's golden anniversary. So here are Mr. Ed Nagy, mayor of Tawas City, and Mr. Robert Elliott, mayor of East Tawas.
Hold that correct. The proclamation that I'm going to read was presented by the Tawas City Council, but a similar proclamation was also prepared and read by the East Tawas City Council. It reads, Proclamation 50th Anniversary, Tawas St. Joseph Hospital. Whereas a local hospital is a vital service to rural communities, whereas Iosco County has more than 8,000 residents who require health care on a regular basis, and the surrounding 4 counties in northeast Michigan bring the total to more than 80,000 residents served. Whereas Tawas St. Joseph's Hospital has provided a full range of health care services to northeast Michigan for 50 continuous years. And whereas the hospital, founded on the heritage, philosophy, and values of its sponsors, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Nazareth, Michigan, commits to loving, compassion care of all in stewardship of the healing mission of Jesus, with particular attention to the poor and vulnerable. And whereas the hospital has grown into a health system that espouses the missions of values of Ascension's health, services of the poor, reverence, integrity, wisdom, creativity, and dignity, and whereas rooted in the loving mission of Jesus as healer. St. Joseph Health System will provide a value-based, integrated health delivery system to the communities they serve. Whereas St. Joseph Health System set as its vision the goal to collaborate with partners who share its mission and values to be the leading provider of quality care to the community served. Now therefore I, Edward Nagy, and Robert Elliott, do hereby proclaim that Tawas City and East Tawas join with others across Michigan to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Tawas St. Joseph Hospital in 2003. I urge all citizens to recognize Tawas St. Joseph Health System's shared values and commitment to whole person care, serving the physical, emotional, spiritual, and social needs of the residents of Northeast Michigan as a unifying force to build strong and healthy communities.
Hey, thank you very much for that. Tawas St. Joseph Hospital has also been very blessed with some congratulations and greetings on the state and national government level. So here to share those with you is David Ossiker, who is Executive Director of Fund Development for St. Joseph Health System.
Thank you. I have three greetings here. First, greetings from the Michigan House of Representatives. Please convey our congratulations to the staff and friends of Tawas St. Joseph Hospital upon the occasion of the hospital's golden anniversary. From its earlier than expected opening during emergency conditions in 1953 to its new expansion this year, Tawas St. Joseph Hospital has been a vital resource for the surrounding communities.
It's on. Anything here? Can I speak loud enough for people to hear? Yeah. I'll speak loudly. Can anybody hear me? All right. Through the ongoing efforts of a dedicated staff and volunteer supporters, Tawas St. Joseph Hospital has grown in admiration and respect throughout our region of the state over the past 50 years. We again offer our congratulations and best wishes for 50 more dynamic years ahead. Signed, Dale Sheltron, State Representative, Jennifer Elkins, State Representative, and Matt Giller from Alpena. From the United States Senate, Certificate of Congressional Recognition to St. Joseph Health System in celebration of their 50th anniversary of providing quality health care. Signed, Debbie Stavro, U.S. Senator. And from the Secretary of Health and Human Services, on behalf of President George W. Bush and the executive branch, I would like to offer my congratulations to you for providing 50 years of quality health care service to the community of Tawas City and the residents of Northeast Michigan. I thank all of you for your service and dedication toward good health care and to congratulate you on 50 years of fine service. I wish you the best in the years to come. Signed, U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Tommy Thompson.
Yes. Sure.
Got it? It's on.
check. Testing. 1, 2.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank goodness. Okay, now we're to the fun part of the program. I'm going to ask the guy who's standing right here, Mr. Murtha, would you like to come up here, actually? And then I'm going to ask Michelle to come up here, too. This is Michelle Lennox, who's our health education supervisor for St. Joseph Health System. She's going to help me with the honors that we're going to be giving to the community members that you see listed in your program. And what I'm going to ask is that each person who's accepting an honor to please come forward and accept a gift from St. Joseph Health System as well as a certificate. First of all, Dr. John D. LeClaire was very instrumental. In fact, when I was looking through those scrapbooks, I saw his name everywhere in founding the Tawas Hospital Association and the hospital itself. And his son John described him as the town dentist of the time, which I thought was kind of neat too. Accepting his honor here today are his two sons, John A. LeClaire of Oscoda and Thomas LeClaire of Wilbur. Mike, or W.D. Nunn, was a founding member of the Tawas Hospital Association. Accepting his honor today is his wife, Edna Nunn of East Tawas, who also has been a longtime volunteer for our hospital. E.D. or Ted Jocks was also a founding member of the Tawas Hospital Association. Accepting his honor today is his son Jack Jocks of Tawas City, who worked with his father in an ambulance service for a number of years and who now still operates his father's business, Jocks and Culled Funeral Home. This microphone is scaring me. Okay, next on the list, P.N. or Percy Thornton was also a founding member of the Tawas Hospital Association, and accepting his honor today is his son Neil Thornton of Tawas City. Actually, I had not seen Mr. Thornton yet, so it's possible he was not able to make it. Okay. Robert Elliott was a founding member of the Tawas Hospital Association. Accepting his honor today is his son, Mr. Robert Elliott Jr. of East Tawas. Now, Floyd, or Shorty Ketraside is what he went as, was a founding member of the Hospital Association, and he was also the owner of the Old Holland Hotel in East Tawas, which I've heard a lot of nice things about. Mr. Ketraside, incidentally, also came up with a rather unique fundraising idea for the hospital. In 1948, he placed a lighted candle in his hotel bar. And he invited people to press coins into the melted wax of this candle. By 1950, 2 years later, the candle had grown to nearly 4 feet and it weighed about 200 pounds. So accepting the honor today for Mr. Ketraside is his daughter, Joyce Miles of Oscoda. K.W. Bublitz was also a founding member of the Tawas Hospital Association. Hello?
You there?
But hey, it's not raining, so I don't care. Frederick Wiggin was the architect for a hospital building, and the architectural firm that he founded, Wiggin, Tinknell, Meyer and Associates of Saginaw, continues to do fine design work for our health system to this day. They designed the brand new St. Joseph Harbor Health Center over here, which I'm hoping a lot of you were able to get to the open house a couple weeks ago for that. And they're working on our new surgical and cardiovascular center, which is breaking ground later this year. Involved in all of those recent projects and accepting the honor today on behalf of Frederick Wiggin is Kurt Fogelsonger of Wiggin, Tinknell, Meyer and Associates of Saginaw, who was also incidentally kind enough to bring with him today original drawings of the hospital from the 40s and 50s. Thank you, Kurt. George W. Miles was mayor of Tawas City in 1953 and helped lay the cornerstone for the hospital. He was also a member of the Tawas Hospital Association, and accepting on his behalf today is his son, Bruce Miles of Oscoda. Henry L. Clino was mayor of East Tawas in 1953 and also helped lay the cornerstone for the hospital. And accepting on his behalf today are his granddaughter, Elizabeth Duggan, and his grandson, Steve Clino of East Tawas. Sister Rita Louise Sullivan of the Sisters of St. Joseph was our first administrator and very active in the actual founding of the hospital. Accepting her honor today is Sister Rita Teichman of the Sisters of St. Joseph. Sister Colette Connors was the first chair of our board of directors. Accepting her honor today is Sister Teresa McIntyre of the Sisters of St. Joseph. Next is a gal I was very glad to meet this past week, actually. Norma Kerber was one of our original nurses, and she was part of the crew that cared for the injured of the tornado on June 8, 1953. We're so glad to have her. She described that crew that night as a motley crew, she said, with the nurses from all over the state and country. And she said at the time there weren't a whole lot of registered nurses, per se, in that area because there wasn't a hospital. So she worked for the hospital for 5 years. She now lives in Bay City, and we're very glad to have her here, Norma Kerber.
I would like to thank Mr. Murtha for telling me the story about the generator. Because I'll tell you, it really kicked me in, and I did not know she had just celebration efficiently that day because it's definitely in the middle. Oh, yes. I want to thank Bob and Alan Elliott for getting in touch with me.
I'm sprinkling, but I'm ignoring it. Dr. Judd, or Judd Austin, was the first chief of staff for our hospital. He attended college, incidentally, with Dr. John D. LeClaire, which was interesting. He was also one of 13 doctors in his extended family. And he lived where Rite Aid now is. So actually, he just had to walk across the street to go to work every day. So accepting his honor today are his son, Judd Austin Jr. of Oakland Township, and his daughter, Judy Curry of Texas. Richard Harris of East Tawas was the first lay chair of our board of directors. He served from August 1968 to May 1975, and we're very glad to have him here today to accept his honor. As we mentioned earlier, Ken Schaaf of East Tawas was the first baby born at our hospital on June 14th, 1953. And his company, Schaaf Construction, still does some very good work for our health system to this day. He's also here to accept his honor. And I will tell you, it is so fun not only to have the first baby here, but we've got our first triplets here too. Jane Nelke of Tawas City, Jean Frank of East Tawas, June Trudell of Midland were our first set of triplets born at the hospital. They also noted to me that they used to have their hair done by Edith Schaaf, the mom of our first baby born. We got every one of those triplets here today, and they did tell me that when one of them comes, they all do, so that was not a problem. And you found all three.
You're used to that, right? See? You never can.
The rain's coming. Hurry up.
Sherry Graybow of Tawas City is currently our longest serving employee at St. Joseph Health System. She started out with us as a high school co-op student in the accounts receivable department in 1964. Sherry is now the director of our accounting department. Marilyn Bacon is our longest serving volunteer. She's been active in patient care on the floor and in fundraising programs too for the hospital, and she began volunteering for us in January 1975. She has accumulated a total of 1,375 3/4 hours, and at the going rate, that equates to a value of about $9,630.25 for work up to the hospital over the years. Thank you very much, Marilyn. Okay, there were some others that we would like to honor today also, listed in your program book, and a couple of that aren't actually listed in your program book. Joseph Barkman donated land for the hospital. Arthur Vollmer Construction Company of Saginaw was the hospital's building contractor. Walter, or W.L. Champion, was president of the Tawas City Businessmen's Association, who, you can see from the photo in your program book, helped coordinate gifts for the first baby boy and first baby girl born at the hospital. Neon Electric was an original contractor for the hospital building. Judge H. Reed Smith helped deliver the keys to the hospital to the Sisters of St. Joseph and also served as a member of the Tawas Hospital Association. And then there are several others who belong to the Tawas Hospital Association. L.G. or Ladd McKay, H.C. Westrich, Harold Gould, Joseph Allen, W.L. Finley, Berkeley Smith, and one other I'd like to add. I found this out by accident. Yesterday, actually, I went to, you'll notice that our Sisters of St. Joseph today are wearing these beautiful corsages, and those came from the Tawas Flower Shop on Newman Street. And I went to pick them up, and I said, I'm here to get the corsages for the hospital. And he said, okay, great, they're right here. And I said, these are for the 50th anniversary. And he said, oh, yeah, good. I added little gold leaves to them. And I said, oh, those look beautiful. I said, these are for the Sisters of St. Joseph. And he kind of perked up a bit and said, oh, really? And he said, whatever happened to Sister Rita Louise? And I said, Sister Rita Louise, our first administrator. How do you know Sister Rita Louise? And he said, actually, I knew all the sisters at the time. He said not only did he know the staff, but also he happened to work for the ambulance service that I mentioned earlier, Mr. Jocks, and was one of the people who brought in the injured from the tornado that evening, June 8th, 1953, and that was Harold Pfeiffer at the flower shop, too, so I'd like to honor him today, too. Now, we are going to draw for door prizes, and to do that, I want to do something a little bit different off the program. Sister Pat, I'm going to ask you to introduce those aforementioned Sisters of St. Joseph who are here today wearing their corsages, and we're going to have them draw for door prizes, actually.
Sister Olivia McGuire is here, and she was second administrator at this hospital following Sister Rita Louise. So Sister Olivia traveled all the way from Nazareth, Michigan, which is in Kalamazoo. I just did it. She's going to give you out some. After Sister Olivia, we'll have Sister Suzanne Ziske, who has been a trustee from Tawas St. Joseph Hospital and its health system for decades. Sister now serves on the Borges Alliance Hospital board. And Sister Betty Granger, I guess. Oh, she's coming. Oh, wait till she gets here. Sister Jean Gamache, also a former board member. Sister Mildred Werner, also a former Board of Trustee member. Sister Mary Joan is just coming back on Tawas Hospital Health System. I think they want you to come up and draw. But... And Sister Betty Granger has just left our system board. Teresa McIntyre, you met when she came up, and Sister Rita Ann, and Sister Grace Scola, and Sister Sharon Hector also are with us today. They're supporters of Tawas St. Joseph Hospital in many, many ways. In fact, Sharon came early today and gave us some hand. Did I get everyone? Sister Margot Eder, everyone knows Sister Margot, of 20 years plus service here in Tawas. And myself, a newcomer of 8 years working here at Tawas St. Joseph Hospital. Did I get everyone? Okay, the first couple items here are candy dishes, and Sister Jean Gamache is going to draw. We need some people to... Eileen White. She here? Oh, good. Come forward. We need another helping hand. Good, thanks. Sister Mary Joan. Why don't you here? Shirley. I can't have my glasses on. Shirley Ashmore of East Tawas. Is Shirley here? You may have lost some. Keep pulling them so we can move this. Teresa and bunch. Okay. Terry Ensenberger. Is Terry here? Good. Ah, Julie Ensenberger. Good. Where's Julie? Carl White. Our greeter.
Yes, where is he? He deserves some honor.
I think so.
Suzanne will pull him. Fran Rivers.
Let me take it back.
Yeah. Fran, raise your hand and you'll deliver the teddy bear. Craig Finley. Is Craig Finley here? I think that's even Steve. I think they're here. We need to keep pulling. Who else? Margot, come on up and help us. Rosemary Clino. Spencer Davis. Yay! Margot. Millie, did you get to?
Gwen Simpson.
Gwen Simpson. I can't read this. Diane
Bispner.
Diane Bissner. I don't have my glasses on. Diane here? Okay.
Sandy Whitford.
Sandy Whitford.
James Murtha.
James Murtha. Where's James? Okay. Here he comes.
I'm sure you'll all see him at some point.
Joan Stevens. Reagan Haglund. Catherine will take Reagan. Carrie Mikulski. Carrie Mikulski. Yeah. Okay.
Will they have to be here to win?
Yeah. We're not going to run after people.
Laura Redfield.
Laura Redfield. Catherine Nichol Simpson.
I'm not coming back.
Norma Crittenden. Norma?
I can take that for her.
Okay. Okay. Norma? Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let me grab my. Okay, you guys, we're gonna make it. We're really gonna make it. You don't know how much I prayed this past week. I've never watched the sky so much in my life. Okay. You will notice a lot of thank yous on your program booklet, and I'd like to add a few to those. First of all, Rosemary Clino, John A. LeClaire, Neil Thornton, and Norma Kerber were very helpful for some historical information. I want to thank them. Laura Redfield and Coca-Cola. Yeah, go ahead and clap. Laura Redfield, Coca-Cola, and AAA Porta Potties, William G. Philpott for the donations of supplies for today. We appreciate that. I'd like to also thank Sister Pat Mullen for her special guidance and compassion. She worked very hard on this anniversary, very hard. And when I was hired a year and a half ago, she tried to push it all off on me, but I still made her work. So. And then we had a really good committee of people: Tara Adamczak, Georgette Alexander, Sister Margot, also Bev Mason, and Catherine Nichol Simpson worked very hard on this event and in others in 2003 for a couple of years. So thank you for that. I want to thank all the ice cream scoopers and face painters and clowns and everybody, all the volunteers who helped with the displays today also. Marianne Mahosky videotaped today's service, so thank you very much, Marianne. Flo Zimmerman was wandering around taking photos. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Flo, thank you very much for taking photos for me. and everybody else who assisted. We had a lot of health system people who helped with the liturgy at 2 o'clock. So thank you everyone who lent a hand to the liturgical celebration too. We had fabulous health system. I will tell you, we can't do something like this with just a few of us. We need a lot of us to do something like this, and we had a lot of us today starting at 10 a.m. So thank you all very much, and we hope that you had a good time, and we're not going to worry about getting wet now. Thanks.
Okay, now I'm speaking to Mrs. Lynch, the office manager of the hospital at East Tawas. Is that correct?
No, it's the Tawas Hospital.
The Tawas Hospital.
At Tawas City.
At Tawas City, Michigan, where a tornado hit also early this evening. I say early, it must have been around 9 o'clock.
Yes,
Is that right, Mrs.
between
Lynch?
9 and 9:15.
Between 9 and 9:15, and that was approximately 45 minutes or so after the one that hit Flint.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I wonder...
It all started with a tornado. It was June 1953 when a tornado ripped through Iosco County, killing 4 area residents and injuring 9 others, forcing the just-built Tawas Hospital into service ahead of schedule. The healthcare facility, first envisioned by the Tawas Hospital Association and its founder, Dr. John LeClaire, was now a reality. And in essence, on that night of June 8, 1953, the St. Joseph Health System was born. Through the years, our health system has grown from one rural hospital to a state-of-the-art facility with several outlying locations and many added services and features over the decades. Welcome to St. Joseph Health System, your healing neighbor in Northeast Michigan. Within view of beautiful Lake Huron and Tawas Bay, you'll find a full array of specialties and services at Tawas St. Joseph Hospital, including anesthesiology, radiology, and pathology. Our 24-hour emergency room boasts a telemedicine component which links our emergency room with the ERs at Standish Community Hospital and St. Mary's in Saginaw. Emergency care consultations through telemedicine provide real-time patient video images, radiological images, and laboratory data. Our rehabilitative services include physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech-language pathology. Inside Tawas St. Joseph Hospital is the Medical Arts Building, which houses our internal medicine clinic. On staff are board-certified physicians who can diagnose and treat a wide variety of illnesses. The orthopedics department is comprised of surgeons who do knee and hip replacements weekly. We also offer these patients the St. Joseph Joint Replacement Center, a redesigned area of the hospital that is unique in Northeast Michigan. At the center, we put the emphasis on wellness, with a friendly staff who work with the patients and their families in a team approach on exercise and care after surgery. In spring 2002, St. Joseph Health System was proud to open the Seton Cancer Institute of Tawas, affiliated with St. Mary's in Saginaw and the University of Michigan. Here we have access to the latest equipment and techniques in treating this life-altering disease. Our health system also offers a sleep lab and clinic to diagnose and treat sleep disorders. In a quiet, comfortable, private room, each patient receives a comprehensive evaluation by registered sleep technicians and certified physicians. On the same campus, you'll find the St. Joseph Home Health and Hospice and Home Medical Equipment Headquarters. This branch of our health system makes available registered nurses, home health aides, and staff specialized in speech, occupational, and physical therapy. When you require in-home care or if someone you love needs end-of-life care, we're here for you. Our home health and hospice program serves Iosco, Alcona, Aranac, Ogemaw, and Oscoda counties. Also on the main campus is the Huron Family Medicine Clinic, where physicians offer care to patients of all ages. The Women's Clinic, located west of the hospital on M55, specializes in all aspects of obstetrical and gynecological care. This includes surgery, prenatal care, labor and delivery, as well as preventative and fertility services. St. Joseph Health System serves the larger communities of Oscoda, Fairview, Hale, and Eau Gray with its outlying clinics. The Oscoda Health Park, a state-of-the-art facility located on US 23 in Oscoda, features after-hours care and a variety of services including lab work, radiology, orthopedics, mammography, bone density, and physical therapy. The Great Lakes Family Medicine Clinic in Oscoda specializes in all aspects of healthcare. In Fairview, our Asabo Valley Health Center treats patients of all ages and also provides rehabilitative, x-ray, and lab services. The Hale St. Joseph Medical Clinic provides physician care to its community. And in Au Gres, the staff of Au Gres St. Joseph Family Clinic offers the added specialty of sports injury management. Another service of our health system for all communities is the Courtesy Coach. Since 1997, the coach has provided transportation to and from health system appointments for those individuals unable to drive. We're the only area health system that offers this